Journalist reveals James Harden's future in Philadelphia. Suns traded Deandre Ayton to emphasize star trio, journalist confirms. In the Rockets, Dillon Brooks ensures 4 wins against the Grizzlies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Free Throw TV, your premier destination for the latest news and insights from the world of basketball. As you can see from the introduction, today's video will cover some significant headlines in the NBA. So, without further ado, let's dive into the news. Let's talk about our illustrious beard. James Harden is facing an uncertain future with the Philadelphia 76ers. However, at least for now, it seems he has had a change of heart. According to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, the point guard intends to report to the team's training camp this Wednesday, October 4th. This decision marks a shift in behavior since Harden was notably absent from the media day on Monday, October 2nd. Furthermore, he did not participate in the team's initial practice at Colorado State University, where the Sixers trained in recent days. Since the end of the last season, Harden has lost interest in staying with the team, and his continuous criticisms of the franchise's president, Daryl Morey, culminated in a trade request. As a result, he awaits a move to the Los Angeles Clippers and has thus skipped the early team activities to put pressure on the Philadelphia organization. However, recent reports have not been favorable for the former MVP. According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, the Clippers have terminated their trade discussions with the Sixers, primarily due to Morey's tough stance on trading the number 1 jersey. The Clippers tried to negotiate a trade for James Harden, but no deal materialized. From what I understand, it was the Clippers management that said, "Okay, there's no deal here. Let's move on." Although I think the franchise will certainly consider making a new attempt in the middle of the season, at the moment, this seems to be the path the Clippers will follow, said Windhorst. Another potential destination, the Miami Heat, also seems unwilling to enter the fray. According to Barry Jackson and Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald, the Florida-based franchise has ruled out negotiations for the guard after failing in their pursuits of Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday. The Miami Heat has no plans to trade for James Harden. He will receive $35.6 million this season and will be an unrestricted free agent next summer, the journalist informed. Consequently, even if only for now, the star has no escape route. He must either make an effort to rebuild his relationship with the 76ers or risk missing the beginning of the 2023-24 season. Additionally, James Harden aims to secure his NBA future through the Philadelphia 76ers. There is a new rule in the league's collective bargaining agreement, CBA, concerning players in the final year of their contract who refuse to play. In the 2023-24 season, the 34-year-old player will have an expiring contract worth $35.6 million. A player who refuses to render his prescribed services under his contract for more than 30 days after the start of the last season cannot become a free agent. Thus, they cannot negotiate or sign a contract with any other professional basketball team unless the last team they played for agrees to it, states the CBA. Therefore, the 30-day countdown begins from the start of the NBA training camp on October 3rd. If Harden does not fulfill his contractual obligations by November 3rd, the team can suspend his rights. According to the percentages outlined in the CBA, he will lose more than $389,000 per game. Furthermore, there will be fines for each missed practice, starting at $2,500 for the first, $5,000 for the second, $7,500 for the third, and so on. After an unspecified number of missed practices, he will be fined a reasonable amount. This is not the first time the experienced guard has run into problems with a franchise. During his time with the Houston Rockets, he stirred controversy by demanding a trade, a situation somewhat reminiscent of the current one. Harden missed preseason practices, provided no reasons for his absences, and when he did appear, he was out of shape. At the time, his then-teammate DeMarcus Cousins expressed some indignation when commenting on the guard's actions, stating that he had disrespected the franchise. "I don't feel betrayed by everything that happened because, honestly, my interest was in playing with John Wall. Disrespect began a long time ago. It was the approach to preseason training, the unexplained absences, the way he presented himself, and his off-court behavior. So, nothing happened overnight. Having said that, we know that this is the ugly part of business. That's how things work, the veteran remarked. With the Brooklyn Nets, there was not much of a difference. When he realized that he couldn't achieve significant success, he worked behind the scenes for a trade with the Sixers. However, the New York-based team's management appeared committed to the existing project. Now, James Harden has decided to concede to the 76ers to avoid jeopardizing his future in the NBA. Let's dive into our next story about Deandre Ayton. The Phoenix Suns traded Deandre Ayton with their star trio in mind. At least, that's what journalist Colin Ward-Henninger from CBS Sports claims. According to the reporter, building a deeper roster around the franchise's super trio was crucial for the Pivot's departure. The team received 4 players in return: Jusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. The Arizona-based team played a vital role in resolving a major saga in the market. The Portland Trail Blazers traded Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks, and Ayton's involvement in the trade was of paramount importance for the deal's success. When the NBA offseason began, the 25-year-old athlete's name was a subject of many speculations. After all, he represented one of the few trading assets for the team following Bradley Beal's arrival. The Suns' financial situation didn't help in the case of signing free agents, so the team only had access to a minimum number of veterans. However, the team's new coach, Frank Vogel, had a strong appreciation for the Pivot's game and decided to keep him, as reported by Chris Haynes of the Bleacher Report in June. However, things changed a little over 3 months later. The information from John Gambadoro of Arizona Sports shocked many. According to him, Phoenix was interested in facilitating the Damian Lillard deal if they could secure a trade involving the Pivot to acquire Jusuf Nurkic. In the end, Phoenix gained much more than just a Pivot from Portland. The addition also aligned with the early rumors of this 2023 offseason. Trading Deandre Ayton provided an increase in options for the Suns roster around their star players. And check out what Henninger said about what each of these names can bring to the Phoenix roster. Jusuf Nurkic is valuable primarily for the blocks he can make on the offensive end. He can greatly facilitate the lives of Durant, Booker, and Beal in these actions. Nurkic may no longer be in his prime, but he can still impact the game with the dirty work. A little better than Ayton, for example, who demanded some form of protagonism. This won't be the case with the veteran. One stat is that he was the 6th center with the most assists in the league in 2022-23. He averaged 4.4 per game. This can increase even more on a team with many more offensive options. Additionally, his three-point shooting is emerging, at 36% last year. With better teammates, his shots will be even freer this year, emphasized the analyst. Finally, it's worth mentioning that his shot blocking is decent, despite some bigger issues currently. He is much cheaper than Ayton and can also take on more important roles as a supporting player, the analyst concluded. Grayson Allen didn't perform well in the playoffs, but he brings firepower with his three-pointers. Playing alongside so many stars will do him good. After all, he shoots 42% from the perimeter when completely open. He is also underrated as a playmaker. He runs pick-and-rolls very well and can be useful as one of the facilitators on the team in a squad that lacks natural point guards. Nasir Little faces a significant challenge in staying healthy. The Portland crowd has always liked Little a lot, but he struggles to stay injury-free. He is an excellent defender when he's at 100% and shot 37% from the field in 2022-23. He can compete for minutes on the wings. Keon Johnson is one of the most athletic names to come out of the 2022 draft. However, those qualities haven't translated well into the NBA. Phoenix will be his 3rd team in a short career. He performed well towards the end of the last season, playing in a Portland team with many youngsters with limited playing time, like himself. At least he's young and could be a rare future prospect in a team so built for the present, like the Suns. According to GM James Jones, the Suns needed to trade Ayton to improve the overall team. Jones believes Nurkic has the potential to help on both ends of the court and can make the team's game smoother. If we traded Ayton, it's because we believed we could improve the roster, he said. Nurkic was in a situation he liked playing in for the last few years. So, give a player a chance to compete for the title, and let's see his best version. We're counting on that. Now it's his turn, one of the league's most controversial names. Dillon Brooks is excited to face the Memphis Grizzlies with the Houston Rockets. In a press conference, the forward stated that he has already circled the matchups against his former team on his calendar. Moreover, he predicts 4 victories in 4 games. There's a lot of resentment, Brooks said about the Grizzlies. These are some of the games that are highlighted on my calendar. And there will be 4 encounters, so that's incredible. But I would give my all regardless of our history. It's not just about resentment anymore. It's the way I approach basketball. I want that to infect the whole team. Brooks' tenure with the Grizzlies didn't end well. Just a few days after the Grizzlies were eliminated by the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs, the franchise announced that the forward would no longer play for the team. Consequently, the forward became an unrestricted free agent and signed with the Rockets in this offseason. According to Shams Charania of The Athletic, the tumultuous last weeks of the playoffs played a significant role in Brooks' departure. In other words, the players' trash talk, especially with LeBron James, generated a lot of criticism and weighed in on his exit from the Grizzlies. So, the franchise and the player reached a consensus that a breakup was best for both parties. Now, Brooks arrives to be one of the leaders of a young roster. While the defensive specialist played in the last 3 playoffs, the Rockets missed them. Therefore, most of the team's players lack experience in competing for the championship, something he can help with. During the interview, Brooks also commented on his expectations for the upcoming season. It's going to be a long journey, he said. Every game will be an opportunity to learn. We already have the potential, but it will be a slow process. We have training camp, preseason, and so on. The goal is to become 1% better every day. With the Rockets, Dillon Brooks says he will be the same player he was with the Grizzlies. I'll do everything I can to win. Being the best defender, sacrificing to maintain possession, and playing physically against my opponents. Being physical and getting into the minds of opponents means I've won. If they focus on me, I've taken on a challenge I enjoy having. It's a battle I like. Moreover, it earns respect for our team. When they come to Houston, they'll know it won't be an easy game, the player concluded. And that wraps up our news roundup for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any NBA news. You can also follow us on Instagram, where we provide updates throughout the day. As we conclude, YouTube will be recommending some more videos from our channel, so go ahead and check them out. Until the next video, peace to all.